Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RedIn30. It's the RedIn30 podcast where we make you red in 30. Literally, we got 30 minutes to do this. I am DM. EJ, you here?
You're...
We back at it again. We're going to start this all right with some music again. Let's go. This one's called Deeper. I don't even think it's out yet, huh? It may be out by the time they see it, huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Retouched.
Retouched. Let's go.
If you never jump off, you'll never break the surface.
That's your man EJ right there singing.
Ripples turn to waves when your feet touch the water. It won't hurt to go a little further. Believe me when I say it's worth it. Where we going ain't no one disturbing. Take your time and breathe out, breathe out. Jump. You ain't by yourself, you ain't by yourself. Jump. You ain't by yourself, you ain't by yourself. Grab my hand, let me take you deeper.
That turtleneck moves, man.
Grab my hand, let me take you deeper. We go straight to the bottom. Oh, straight to the bottom. Oh, we go straight to the bottom. Oh, straight to the bottom. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah.
Why no? I did all that extra.
Yeah. Boy singing at you, boy.
If you're always turned off, you never know it's working.
Hey, I used that line before.
What that line right there? If you always turn off, you never know it's working.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to come a little further. Believe me when I say it's worth it. Where we're going ain't no one disturbing. So take your time and breathe in, breathe out. Jump. You ain't by yourself. Jump. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. Grab my hand, let me take you deeper.
That's how it goes.
Don't be scared, let me take you deeper. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. Jump. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. Jump. You ain't by yourself. 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 You ain't by yourself.
Hey, you ain't by yourself. We just got to go deeper. This is RedIn30. RedIn30 is the 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about who you and I are, but we believe the red words tell us who we are in the story, the true versions of ourselves. All we talking about is Jesus, truth, and you all using
Red words.
the red words, and we are back at it. That's a dope song, man, Deeper. And it kind of goes into the conversation that we're going to have on this pod. I often refer to it, and once again, I said we did a pod not too long ago. Well, it's been a while since this pod, Living in the Layers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the concept of it, if somebody's watching this pod for the first time, this is the first RedIn30 pod, welcome. First of all,
hello.
You have so many different things to listen to. We have so many things to say and so many good conversations that we want you to get in on, comment, and all that stuff. But I often refer to the little synopsis of Living in the Layers is we have a tendency to live and learn, listen. I mean, we tend to have life in the layers. Mm-hmm. So what we do is, and what I mean is, you're in the layers and not in the core.
Yep.
You get it? And so when you're living in the layers and you're living in the layers, you're not really living from the real place. You're living with something on top of the real place. For instance, I mean, the best example is clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know she might get mad at me for saying this, but you know, when we had our baby, you know, she had to do a little C-section, and I was able to see, you know,
Yeah.
when they, opened up. I was like, I was watching the whole time, so it's crazy. I don't know why I'm crazy like that. But they had to do layers.
Right. Yeah.
So you got your top set. People don't understand what it is like to do surgery, because when you're going in certain place, depending on where you're going in, you have a layer of skin, but then there's a layer of sometimes membrane, or sometimes a layer of muscle that you got to go through too, before you even get to where you got to get to. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm saying the idea of layers, living in the layers. Sometimes you're living and you're praying in the layers. So now all your issues and problems are probably in the layers.
Right.
They're not in your core, and I'm talking about our lives. So we're living the layers, so we're applying things to the layers, and it's never reaching the core. You know what I'm saying? It's never. We're trying to apply things from the outside instead of getting all the way. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. It's the low hill of the kingdom of God is within you. It ain't on you.
Right.
It's within you. It's not in the layers. It's on the inside.
Right.
And I want to, and this is what I want to say, and this is why the concept of going deeper matters, because what happens to us is, I don't want to use the phrase being deep. You know what I'm saying? When somebody deep is like, don't nobody understand. A lot of times it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just old deep. You're trying to be deep, whatever, right? It's not even that, but in your search, don't go further, go deeper. Don't look nowhere else. You go deep on the inside of you. A lot of times the idea of fasting allows the layers to come off. Right?
Yeah.
So that you can get down to the core.
Right.
Even when, people are overweight or whatever, it is not that the core ain't there. The abs are under there.
Yeah.
But it's under the layers. A lot of times you got to burn away, or let the layers burn away. But I want to say this word, and I looked up the etymology of it a minute ago, and I realized that we are, and you catch what I'm saying, we are only confused. All of our confusion comes in the layers. You get it? Like our confusion, it's never at the core. The confusion always comes in the layers. If I can catch you thinking or functioning in the layers of life. What's the layers of life, EJ? Well, nobody, there's no man's forsaken.
Yep.
House, land, mother's, father, wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Family.
Take no thought what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna drink. These are layers. These are all layers. These are things that are added to the kingdom. They're not the kingdom. They are accessories to the core, but they're not the core. You get it? But the confusion comes, and we're gonna break down the word confusion in a minute. The confusion, first of all, the enemy's job is to keep you confused.
Yep.
And so in order to keep you confused, I gotta keep you constrained to all those things. I gotta make you think it's about the layers. I gotta make you think it's about all these things that your father already knows your need of before you. I got one power we're gonna do, and I'm gonna say stop asking and start seeking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're praying too much and you're not seeking enough.
Yep.
But that'll be another part. But he wants to keep you chasing after the layers. If I can keep you chasing after the layers, then I can keep you confused.
Yep.
All right, now he broke some down to. I broke some down other than my mind, but we'll get down to the etymology. I like doing etymology of the words, right? And we'll get down to the etymology. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up on my phone. If I just had it to what it is, but I realized other than I was having a conversation with Swag. Shout out to Swag, that the enemy or the system always wants to keep you confused. That's why it's giving you a random information. That's why every time they're doing something important that they don't want people to play against, they shoot somebody.
Yeah.
Or now they talking about aliens. Or they say something random, or like even the little brawl, the little Montgomery brawl that everybody went viral and went crazy about.
Right,
they did something in the legislation that we wasn't even paying attention to.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? It's a sleight of hand. Look over here, so I can do it over here, right?
Yep.
And if it's keeping you confused, what I want to do is keep you confused with a bunch of information. This right there, right? Love who you love over here. This right, this is where. Well, this ain't really this. But this is the language. This ain't. There's a bunch of noise that keeps you confused, right? And I broke down the word confused in my mind. You know what a fuse is? A fuse. What's a fuse?
The little stem that be on the dynamites.
The stem on the dynamite is what lights it up. All the fireworks and all that. Yeah, but we in some time with fireworks.
Right.
But you got a fuse. Also, you have a fuse that goes. Because you got to change the fuse in the car.
Yeah.
And it's a little bitty thing, man. It's a little bitty plug thing that you put in that'll run your whole radio or make your lights come on. Like a little fuse, right? A fuse. What does fuse mean? What does it mean to fuse something?
So it's like mix.
It's I watch to put it together. Ooh, watch this. To mix together. Oh man, this is dope. Right? Now this is the way I saw it at first, and then you're gonna see what confusion means. It's gonna trip you out, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the word con in Spanish, I always say this, con in Spanish was with, right? And so if I can keep you with the fuse, you never know that you are the fuse. Like the spark, the start, right? One with God.
Yeah.
If I can keep you with it, then you never know that you are it. That makes sense? But watch this. Even on another take, you ready for this? The word confuse, means, it's in a literal sense, to mix or mingle things or ideas so as to render the elements indistinguishable. You get it? Figurative sense, to perplex the mind of ideas, discomfit, it says comfit, in mind or feeling. Erroneously regard as identical. Right? So watch this. Watch what I'm saying. The confusions in the layers. You get it? Your confusions in the layers. Your confusions in your search for all these things. But all these things seem like they're the point.
Yep.
Don't they seem like the will of God?
Right.
They seem like that's what the will of God is.
Right.
But before we start praying the will of God, right, Matthew 6, 9, and 10, right? Before we start praying, he says, you ain't got to pray for this because your Father already knows you have need of before you ask him. So if your Father already knows you have need of before you ask him, then the will is something different.
Yep.
I always say this, all these things will be added, then the kingdom must not be all them things.
Right.
We're talking about accessories.
Right.
But I confuse you by making you think that the essentials of life are water, clothes, and shelter. You get it? The essentials of life, and we go further now, the essentials of life, money, relationships, careers, right? We see now. Am I discrediting those things? No, I'm not discrediting relationships. I'm not discrediting money or any kind of money. I'm not discrediting careers. I'm not discrediting it at all. But you have to put it in the proper order, put it in its proper place.
Yep.
That's why he says seek ye
first.
You get it? He's trying to, when he says seek ye first, it's, and you read through Matthew 6, all that he's trying to keep you from being confused. Don't be like them. I know it looks like the right thing to do to be praying out in the synagogue, or to be don't do it like them, because you're confused. You're allowing it to be mixed so much that it's indistinguishable.
Right.
You get it? It's what's the last one? It says to erroneously or to err or to wrongly regard it as identical. We can go back to the tree in the garden. Surely you won't die. It's a confusion. He's trying to confuse dying and the idea of dying and what they thinking. He's trying to you be just like him. So he's convinced them that eating off the tree is going to make them identical to God in their mind, when in actuality they were already like him.
Right. Whole time.
You see the trick though? And the trick, oh man, the trick happens in the layers. There are certain careers and certain paths that we take, and certain channels that we tend to go down in life, right? But they are not life. When he says he would try to save his life or lose it, he would lose life for my sake and shall find it. He's trying to say something. He's trying to tell you that, and I've said this over and over again, you have to lose your version of what life is.
Yeah.
In other words, you have to stop taking that. Let me say, take no thought. You have to stop taking that thought as the thought. That's the main thought.
Right.
You get it? Like don't take that as the foundation.
Right. Right.
You get it? It is not that you won't eat. It's not that you won't drink. It's not that you won't have something to put on. And then we can get all to your wants and desires. It's not that that's not going to happen. But all these things are added. And I always say this, if all these things are added, I cannot add something to something that's not already there, which is automatic proof that you have the thing already, regardless of all that stuff. They're the producer and the filling of the spirit of those things. Sometimes your relationships and your careers and your talents and whatever you're doing, they're empty. They're not filled with the spirit because you haven't filled them.
Right. Right.
You're doing them, but you ain't filled them. You get them? You're going humdrum, and that's why people get burnt out. You're going humdrum and you're doing them, but you're not filling them. I'm talking about filling, not feeling them, like not filling, but you're not filling them. Because you don't realize where the water's coming from. Out of that belly shall flow.
Yep.
Spirit of man is deep well. You don't realize where the water's really coming from. You think that that's sustaining you. You think that that's hydrating. You think that that's nourishing you, and you have no idea. You get it? A lot of these spheres of life are waiting to. Well, Paul said in Romans, the whole creation, the whole creature is waiting for the manifestation. The system around us, the careers around us, whatever fields of work they're waiting for us to really show up as a son of God, as a child of God, as one with God. They're waiting for us to show up so they can be filled with the Spirit. Mm-hmm. Filled with the Spirit of God. There's no way to fill it with the Spirit of God but through us. You get it? But we don't see it, so we become confused. And once again, I'm with this definition. And then on one of them it says, it goes over to confounded, and it's talking about cursed. You get it? And I don't go on in the word talking about he confounded their language. He confused their language. He confounded it. You get what I'm saying? Because they're trying to build in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
There's a what you about to go?
It's probably gonna be another pod, but the first thing, confound their language. Why else would you confound somebody's language? Mm-hmm. Because they've been talking the same.
Yep.
But in a certain aspect, they started talking something different, but they was talking the same first. So I have to confound your language.
Right.
You was talking the same.
Yeah.
In order to cease that, I have to do.
And you're talking the same about something that I ain't talking about.
Right.
That's good. I'm glad you said that's good. You're having a singular conversation, and and the way he described it, what Tower Babby said, ain't nothing ain't gonna be able to stop them. They really gonna build a tower to wherever.
Right.
So I gotta confuse their language, confound their language, because you've come together on something without me. Mm-hmm. Don't it sound like society? Don't it sound like these different lifestyles? You come together on something without me. You come together on a thought that wasn't mine. Mm-hmm. It's the confusion and really the confusing part is that it looks like it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It looks like this looks like I'm riding in the car the other day, and I might have said this to you before. Well, we did talk about this off air, but he started talking about because he's talking about that Forsaken, right? Mm-hmm. I said, well, he said, it's like, it's all this stuff that it's a roof over your head, it's a limitation. He said, the relationships, I'm freshly married with a child. You know what I'm saying? So forsake your wives and your children is a big thing. Is a bigger conversation. Like it's right up in my face now. It's one thing to say it before, but now it's in my face.
Right.
But I understood it. He said that all these things that society tells you to strive for, they are not what's the word? They're not for you to reach. They are results. All right, watch me. He says they become your limitations because they're your goals. So you think, you heard me say this before, your goals are your limitations. Mm-hmm. They become a limitation because you have them in the wrong position. He said your wife should be a partner with you in my pleasure.
Yeah.
Or for my pleasure. You get it? He said your child should be a partner with you for my pleasure. This job, this career, your talents, whatever it is you have, are partners with you for my pleasure.
Yep.
Thy kingdom come, thy.
Yep.
You get it? They're partners for that. But if you make it about them, right, then not only have you limited yourself, but you're confusing yourself. You're confusing yourself on the purpose of being here.
Yep.
And so what we do, we sit around, we watch TV now. You know what I'm saying? And go on little trips. And I'd have been on all the trips. I've been on all the trips. Can I tell you the truth? I've been on some good trips, man. One of the best trips I went on to Barbados. We've been to Miami. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to London. I've been to Hawaii several times. I've been to Guatemala. I've been to Brazil. I've been to some of them work and some of them vacation. I've been to Barbados. We've done the whole island thing. I got a lot more places I want to go. Right? I've been to a lot of different places, right? Mm-hmm. There ain't one trip that I was on that I wasn't ready to get back and get to work. Not one, EJ. I've never been on some vacations. On my way to the vacation, I asked myself a couple things. Number one, why is I'm spending all this money? What am I vacating?
Right.
What do I need to get away from? Number one, and I'm not anti-vacation, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will bring my equipment on vacation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You remember I used to pack that stuff up and be singing on vacation, in the room trying to coat closet so I can try to put coats in the closet so I can have a booth in the. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always ready to get back to it because those things weren't the point for me.
Yep.
And then I get to thinking about the limited amount of time that we have here, so-called. I was saying for a purpose. Mm-hmm. And so I won't let accessories confuse me.
Yeah, that's right.
You get it? I won't let the accessories of life confuse me. I'm somebody's accessory.
Right.
You know, Nikki, I'm her accessory. I'm not what her life is about. It is not until I become one with God and that nothing else is showing up but God in there. Am I a priority to her? You understand what I'm saying? But you see how we mess up?
Yeah.
It's kind of going off the last part too, but we mess up with our careers and our possessions. Mm-hmm. And this is why you start talking about that. What profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Yep.
He's trying to say something. He's saying, right before that, in Matthew 16, right before that, he says, who do men say that I am? He's asking, right? Because he said, y'all got to be confused.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Y'all really can't. So who do men say that I am? You get it? He's trying to clear up the confusion. Who do men say that I am? Right? And then he said, well, who you say? And the whole conversation that y'all go read in Matthew 16, he's trying to clear. Jesus is consistently clearing up the confusion. He's showing you what it is versus the error that they showed you and said that that's what it was. That makes sense?
Right.
What you about? You go ahead and read. Good. I know you're looking for something.
All right. So yeah, it's this Matthew 16. This is right here. 13. So it says this straight from just the red words. He said, "Whom do men say that I am? That I, the Son of Man, am." Mm-hmm. I always thought it was funny that he says that I, the Son of Man, like for you to say I, the Son of Man, like that. Come on, man. It's almost like I'm giving you the answer right there, but you don't even catch. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't snap. You know what I'm saying? And then they come back and they say, well, these folks, and then you say, but who do you? You know what I mean? And it's like,
does he say, who do you say that I am after that? When they said all their answers, what did he say after that?
He says,
well, whom say ye that I am?
Yeah, but yeah. Who do you?
Who do you say that I am?
Right.
Listen, that's what I was talking about. When he says something, you got to take it and it be the code for everything else he's saying. Mm-hmm. Who do men say I, the Son of Man, am? All right. He said, son of man. Now, everyone that he's talking about, every person that he's talking to, asking that question to, is a son of man. He said it like this for a reason.
Right.
He could have said, who do men say that I, the son of God, am? No, he didn't say that.
Right.
Then they start saying everything, and he said, now who do you say that I am? That same I am is the same son of man. Thou art the Christ, son of the living God. Oh my God, EJ. Do you see the equation? Peter said, thou art the Christ, the son of the living God. Right? He said, flesh and blood is not revealed unto my Father. And I'll say that thou art Peter. You know, I had one say you too, right? Ding, 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 ding. Jesus. In other words, Jesus saying, ding, 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 ding. Right answer. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. But he asks, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? So he's first of the Son of Man. When you realize that I'm the Son of God, then you realize that the Son of Man is the Son of God.
Right.
Do you see what he's doing? But you're not catching him, and clearly they don't catch him because later on he's talking about get the keys of the kingdom when you bound and all stuff, and then he starts telling them how you're gonna die and they're gonna do that whatever, and then Peter jump off the porch talking about they ain't gonna be able to you.
Right.
Clearly they didn't understand. So so he said, "Get behind me, Satan." Then he goes on to say, "If any man come after me, let him."
Yeah.
Cause this is the best way I could put it. Let him deny himself, because that self that's living right there is trying to erroneously make you think that it's life. You get it? That's the self that is consumed. It may not be consumed, but consumed or overly concerned with all these things that should be added. And you. He says, take no thought for what you eating, what you gonna drink, what you gonna put on. What your version, your idea of what life is. Don't take no thought for that, because your Father already knows.
Right.
So if your Father already knows you have need of it, then we didn't cover that already. So I've covered that so much, but because you don't know it, you're running after something that you already got. You're running after something that's running after you.
That's crazy.
That's so weird. You running after something that's running after you is almost confusing. Almost confusing.
Right.
You get it? And Jesus is always bringing clarity to the confusion. He's taking the error and making it clearer so that you really know who you are. And this is why we do the Red Word. This is RedIn30, guys. It's been the podcast. All I'm going to encourage you to do, we're going to play this song again, but I'm going to encourage you to allow yourself to go deeper into the red words, drown in there and find out who you are and what he's saying about you so you can really know what's up.
If you never jump off,
But if you never jump off, you'll never break the surface. That's layers, boy. I ain't know that. If you never jump off, hold on, stop the music, pause it. We're gonna bring it back to the beginning. If you never jump off, you never break the surface. Ripples turn the waves when your feet touch the water. You're gonna have to come a little further.
Right.
Believe me when I say it's word, yeah, right? That's all it's saying. Play it again. If you never jump off, you'll never break the surface. That's layers. That's laying out your life, bro.
Right.
Deny yourself.
If you never jump off, you'll never break the surface.
We too surface, dog.
Right.
Ripples turn to waves when your feet touch the water. It won't hurt to go a little further.
Believe me.
Believe me when I say it's worth it. Where we going, ain't no one disturbing. Take your time and breathe out, breathe in.
Jump.
Jump, jump, jump. You ain't by yourself, you ain't by yourself. Jump, you ain't by yourself, you ain't by yourself. Grab my hand, let me take you deeper. Grab my hand and
wonder what you find at the bottom if you let yourself be taken down there. Like at the bottom of you. Sound like a concept, huh?
If you're always turned off, you never know it's working. Yeah. Ripples in the waves when you walk on the water. You're gonna have to come a little further. Believe me when I say it's worth it. Where we're going ain't no one disturbing. So take your time and breathe in, breathe out. Jump. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. Jump. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. Grab my hand, let me take you deeper. Don't be scared, let me take you deeper. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. We go straight to the bottom. We go straight to the bottom. Yeah. Jump. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. Jump. You ain't by yourself. 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 You ain't by yourself.
Yeah, we out.